Welcome to Bathurst in the Mustang GT3. As this is a long length race, so it's 30 minutes in total, we're going to be running two sets of medium tyres. They should actually just about last the duration of halfway point in this race, seeing though Bathurst is pretty gentle on the tyres. One thing I have changed to work in our favour though is the brake bias. I've moved the brake bias to about 46% on the rear tyres. I know it sounds a lot, and it really is a lot, because as we approach this next corner here, we find out it is a lot. The reason behind this is to try and reduce the stress on the front tyres and try and spread it out a little bit more towards the rears as we hit a wall in turn one and that pretty much get bundled. So Moto Peak has managed to gain that position along with a few other cars, but we're going to see if we can try and claim that position back. Moto Peak goes out quite wide. We're going to tuck ourselves up the inside here. Door gets closed. Hit the wall and hit Moto Peak, so I do apologise about that, Moto Peak, and penalty has been awarded to myself for such collisions. While yeah, I could have backed out, I also believe that could also given a little bit more space. It would have been a little bit more helpful on both sides. Let me know what you guys think down below. Thing is, we are actually claiming these places back rather fast. The Ferrari is going unusually slow through that section there, and we would have been able to carry a lot more momentum if we didn't hit the wall. Coming down this hill to the side, we're back up to position 11, rocking that two lovely second penalties, and catching up to the trio of cars up in front. Now we have another Ferrari. I think that's an Aston Martin, or it could be a Porsche. Hard to see from this distance, but we're going to try and reel them back in with the power of this Ford Mustang with minimal rear downforce. So yeah, you can understand how twitchy this car is and how twitchy it's going to be. We'll start seeing me fight in this car quite a lot. While yeah, it looks worse than what it is, it's actually very playful, this car. It would like to go sideways but not bite your face off. And what a beautiful overtake. Of course it would have been better without any collision, but nothing wrong with a bit of scrapage on the doors. So we gained a couple of positions there, up to P8, catching up to, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, I'm going to call them Gav up in front. Also, you may notice we're not using the base livery on this car. We have a monster livery, and we all know that the monster livery is the key to success of gaining a few tenths per lap, and it actually is a beautiful livery. So credit to the creator of this livery. I didn't get your name, sorry bud, but you'll recognize it as we progress in this race. Now coming around for turn two, a little bit of contact from two cars up in front. Porsche goes out a little bit wide. We're going to see if we can sneak a position, as we do get almost squeezed out of contention there and a little bit of contact. At least we still facing in the right direction. The Porsche not so much. And yeah, it happens. It's an awful corner really, because you need that tight inside line, else you don't have the grip. And you can't do it too wide. It is just a hard corner, and it is still really wide. It's just, it is what it is. And what that was brave flash. You was right on the track limits there, and I think a pixel more and the stewards would have absolutely railed you. Anyway, coming down, catching up to Gav up in front, 1.4 seconds away. Sounds like a mountain of time, but there are people running very different tyre strategies in this race. This is what the great thing about long races are. You could do, like position one is more likely doing a 3-stop hop, which is soft, soft, soft. Myself doing a 2-stop hop, medium to medium, and the hard drivers will probably go hard to soft. I'd be quite surprised if people go hard to medium here for how long the hard tyres actually last. And it does really change the dynamics of the race. So you get, as you see, position one being almost 20 seconds ahead. But you must understand, they have to pit, and that takes 25 seconds at this track. And the more you pit, the more time you got to try and find back, really. We did have a little bit of contact with the Aston Martin to the left side as we're heading down to the final corner. And I do believe it actually has a little bit of better pull on power-wise than the Mustang. I think it is a little bit of a lighter car, but the Mustang overall has a much higher top speed. We're going to surrender at the moment, use the slipstream to our advantage, and pretty much start putting that car under pressure, because we've not got enough power to be able to do a slingshot move at the moment. but if we apply pressure to that person up in front, they may make a mistake, and that's what we can capitalize on, you know, putting them under pressure, making things more difficult for them, and just getting in their heads. Problem with such plan is we also have a person doing the same to us at the moment. Cops BW behind in a Ferrari is also looking to take that position swiftly out of our hands, and we must make sure that that doesn't happen whilst trying to attack the car up in front. Now we're getting right up behind the Mustang there and almost give him a kiss, and backing out caused us to meet the wall and count how many pixels there were in that part and section. Not easy to brake when you're in that situation, especially with a car as twitchy as this one. This one really is one character on its own. Great sounding engine though. Absolute brilliant soundtrack, and it revs to oblivion. This thing is an absolute machine. Absolute great sounding car. Sadly, we just didn't have the best of corners coming out of there, and the Aston Martin has a better leg, but we're not under pressure from the Ferrari behind. We all ended up bouncing around at the top of the mountain, and 1.1 seconds away from the car behind gives us a mountain of opportunity and space to start attacking this Aston Martin up in front, and I think this is going to be the lap to do it. Mistakes are being made, we are getting in their heads, just need to plan a better approach of overtaking and get it done more on a straight rather than at the top of the mountain. Not an ideal place to overtake up there, it is very narrow, very fast, and the walls are not your friend. Braking at the sign on the right hand side as he goes red, coming round for turn 1, and getting actually a brilliant launch out of that corner there. We have the inside line as we go up the mountain. We're going to hold on to it, keep that Aston Martin to the left, making them surrender or having to take the longer approach to that corner. Braking at the 100 board on the left hand side, down the third gear, ferrying this car around for this corner, and you see them trying to look for a cutback, but we've gone right over, have the inside line of this corner here, and we're just going to glide out and hold the middle, be as wide as possible, not give them the opportunity to find a way through really, and it has worked in our favour. 1 second differential between ourselves and the car behind now, and they're also going to be battling that Ferrari, which in turn extends that time even more and gives us a chance to get away. Try to get away. You know, the thought that was there, you know. That's all I can say about that. We are though 8 seconds away from position 5 up in front. Ooh, that was sideways. As we come down the mountain, again, bear in mind other people are running different strategies. 8 seconds is not a lot if they have to pit one more time over us. Come on, Flash, you can come down this mountain without falling down it. You have mastered this. I know the car is very twitchy, and the rear tyres are now on minor wear, so this car is even more slipperier than what it was previously. We are going to extend this by 1 lap. I want to make sure that we can get 50% of the way through the race and extend these tyres as much as possible. If we pit now, it will make it a lot harder towards the end of the race. Well saved, Flash, well saved. That's all I can say about that. Touching that grass is like touching ice. It really is hard work, and you just don't want to touch it. And that's, say, kind of a frustrating thing about Forza grass. It's either made of glue or made of ice, and sometimes hard to tell. Sometimes it's made of both, and it depends on the coin flip of whether you're going to go sliding off to oblivion or just dead stop. You know, it is that 50% chance, and it is quite frustrating. But coming out of the pits, we are in position 4. Right behind Snoop Dogg, of all people, is in this race. Would you believe it? Raking at the 100 board here, someone's obviously knocked the sign down, and Snoop Dogg is rocking a beautiful livery BMW. I mean, everybody's entitled to their own choice, and pink and blue definitely seems to be the choice. Or it might be purple, it's hard to tell in this light. Either way, they were very fair, gave space, and we was able to take that position away from them. You have to bear in mind they haven't pitted, so they're more than likely going to be on hard tyres, thus we're going to be faster overall, being on a beautiful fresh set of mediums. Now just need to make sure we don't keep hitting that wall to the right side. That's 1 done, tick in the box, and almost going wide on that section there. The last thing you want to do is go into the gravel pit. That is really difficult to get out of, and it will swallow up your time. Snoop Dogg catching us up as we fall down the mountain without hitting the walls for a change. As long as we make it out this final corner before the long straight with a good time delta from the car behind, we should not be under any pressure, and it looks like to be the case. 0.8 seconds is where the slipstream cuts off, and we are able to start breaking away. There we go. Look at that. 0.9 seconds. This Mustang is an absolute powerhouse. The way this thing absolutely shifts. Brilliant car. And I've got to be honest, you know, this setup is heavily for Le Mans, you know, and it's absolutely perfect there. Other tracks, it can be sketchy, you know, it isn't designed to master the ability of cornering. Designed to be really quick in a straight line, brake really well, and that is a car entering the pits. Coming round for the start of lap 9, we are now in position 3. We're on the podium. One caveat to that though is Snoop Dogg being 1.4 seconds behind us. We need to make sure we're more than 2 seconds ahead of anybody behind us to be able to benefit from this podium position, thanks to that lovely penalty we earned earlier. And by lap 13, that does seem to be the case. Gav is 22.7 seconds away. Sadly, Cowboys B52 and Owls up in front are 36 seconds and 19 seconds away respectively. Yeah, quite a gap in the race. Now you can see Owls in position 1 has pitted twice, so they've done the 2 stop soft tyre hops. While I would say Cowboys have probably done the same strategy as ourselves and ran medium tyres for the duration of the race. Gav, on the other hand, I was pretty sure they were on hard tyres. I'm not 100%, but you never know. I mean, 23 seconds away is a lot of time to be away from somebody else. And do you get that feeling? We have a lot of quitters in this race. Now, I could understand if Moto quit due to that collision as pretty ruthless from both of our sides, and it's not something that I am personally proud of. You know, guys know I try and be fair as possible and not have collisions and things like that, but sometimes it really is what it is. But 24 seconds away goes to show I think we do have a lot of people just quitting the race because of how long it is and how messy the start was overall. Problem with how we're finishing this race, it's really hard to differentiate success from chance and be proud of that success. Are we getting podium position because the amount of people that quit, or are we getting a podium position because we was quicker at the track? And it's hard to feel success when you see pretty much half the lobby disappear, as we do so in a moment, to see how many people actually did quit this race. Yeah, there was 21 to start with and there's 7 of us left. Yeah, that is a mass exodus. And yeah, Moto Peak did quit the race, sadly. Sorry again, Moto Peak, you know, I'll take blame for that one. Anyway, going to head over to Grand Oak in reverse in the Mustang. We all know what Grand Oak is like. You know, it's a track that I absolutely adore and really good at. Actually, credit where credit's due. The more times I've done this, the better it is. Oh, here we go. We have a wide open bit of track that can hold 6 cars wide. And for some reason, the Aston Martin to our right side really wanted to have a look at the monster livery on this Ford Mustang. I mean, that close that they stuck to the side of this car for low turn 1. We lost a load of positions. And it just makes the mind boggle. It really does. And I'm not too sure. I think that's probably them behind in position 11. Can't say it is though, because I can't see what car they're driving in the mirror, but it is a plain Aston Martin. Now, all the shenanigans of turn 1 and the start of the race out the door, the McLaren is having a moment with the Porsche's rear end. Now, not too sure if the Porsche is enjoying it as much as the McLaren is, but oh, that's just terrible. Anyway, we nearly went up the McLaren's rear end, so they might have liked that as well, who knows, but the Porsche has gone flying off that track, through ourselves and off on the other side. Yeah, kind of messy, not gonna lie. I mean, did lose position. Oh, so AGI Senna wasn't the Aston Martin. They are in an AMG. That car has gone wide. Very easy to do that on that final corner there, because you're pretty much flat out and you don't realize how quickly that track runs away from you. Same as this corner here, as these two find out quite briefly. Although I do rejoin and actually back out. I'm surprised the AMG didn't ghost, and that's probably what has put us on edge here, because expecting the ghost and then flying back on the track with the safest rejoin in the world could have sent us flying ourselves. Yeah, now obviously that probably wasn't their intention to hit into us, but you know, you can't trust it, can you? The tyres are dirty, they're coming on flat out, we're doing over 100 miles per hour. Very easy to have contact, and through two corners alone we have lost a mountain of time from that car up in front. At least we're in position 8. Now there was only, I think, 11 or 13 of us in this race in total. There's a follow-on race from Bathurst, and I think that's what's really quite frustrating in the lobbying system, is when you press continue and join on from another race, seems to be that everybody from the previous race is put into the next race, but if people quit, got very limited time for other people to join to fully populate that lobby, rather than putting you all into lobbies that's already open and pretty much at capacity, and you're just topping it up, you know. It's another person's gone gardening. Pingo has went off the track, but yeah, it's feels hollow for that reason. I think been nice if that was revised and changed, so we are in full lobbies continually after each race, rather than backing out and then rejoining a lobby that is full, you know. Well, not technically full because you can't join it, but you know what I mean. Right, enough waffling. We're 1.7 seconds away from the cars up in front. We're in position 7, and by lap 6 we're still in position 7. Lost a little bit of time from the cars up in front. Altitude 124,920 is rocking a 0.1 second penalty. Pingo behind is 4 seconds away with 1.1 second penalty. This track is very hard on tyres, and it's probably more of one of the brutal ones. So you have Hakone, this one, that's going to be a penalty. Oh no, it's not. Fair enough. A couple of other tracks are pretty rough on tyres. Now, we're not even halfway through this race yet, and we've already used 41% of our tyre grip in itself. Again, we're still running quite a lot of brake bias to the rear to try and reduce the tyre wear to the front wheels so we can extend them a little bit longer. Probably actually made it a bit too much, because the rear tyres are wearing out more than the front tyres now. I think probably put it at 47% will be quite a sweet spot. At the moment, we're in position 4 and now into position 1 by lap 12. Quickly lost it to AGI Senna, who is obviously running a different tyre strategy than ourselves. Now that's going to be a penalty. Yeah, how did I know? We lose time, that's where you get the penalty. We're coming out of the pits on the other side. We're in position 6 again. Crazy enough though, Jose in position 7 behind us is 32 seconds away. Now, why do I get the feeling that that is the last driver in this race? And we had another mass quitting event. Because when you look at a time delta like that, we're 40 seconds away from position 1. Something's off there, and it's pretty obvious to a certain degree that position 7 is the last player in this race. Yeah, I mean, we're 10 seconds away from Lentz up in front, which is quite a bit of time to a certain degree, and also not a lot of time, depending what tyres they're on. They might actually have to pit again, same as AGI Senna, and they also have to go into the pits. And it goes to show, because we have a Bama Hillbilly in position 1, 30 seconds ahead. Lent Giraffe is 12 now, but Jose in position 7 has quit the race, so we're last. I mean, position 6 last. Not ideal, but we are showing off by drifting to the crowd, 12 seconds away from Lent up in front. While it has cost us time, at least we look good doing it. That's all I can say, it's Sometimes you might not win, but you might as well showboat. Oh dear me. Again though, it might look bad, but it doesn't mean that this is the final draw of the race. I mean, by the final lap, we overtook Lent, and we have a monumental amount of light changes coming through this final few corners. Like the game has totally forgot what time of day it is, so it's cycling through each of the settings as we run to the end of this race. It makes you wonder if the weather changes as well, but I don't know. It's still something that's never been fixed on long races, and there you go. Yeah, it just gets worse. Thank you all for watching. See you all next time. Goodbye.